here on out, Lucas.
Last one. Earlier today, the president said that this was Sergeant Bergdahl's release was a controversy wiped up in Washington. Does the State Department believe that?
Well, I do think it's illustrative that the president and the secretary overseas working on Ukraine, working on Syria and other issues, and that people overseas haven't really been focused on that. People in the rest of the world are focused on other issues, and they're focused on the future of Afghanistan. I think that there has been a lot of noise in Washington, much of it political, about this. Look, this is a tough choice. This is an important issue. We should have debates about it. Nobody's saying that. The president wasn't saying that. But I think it's frustrating at times to see, look, none of this was new. There have been press reports publicly about the notion of a swap for Sergeant Bergdahl, particularly with these guys, for years. The questions about how he disappeared have been out there for years. And in that time period, many of the people now criticizing this said it could be a good idea. They said that they would pursue it. So it just calls into question some of the criticism and the political nature of it. I'm not saying all of it is. I'm not saying it's not right to have discussions about it.
Do you think Sergeant Bergdahl's platoon mates from OP Mest, do you think they're part of the controversy?
I think, look, I think that the people who served with Sergeant Bergdahl, everyone who served in Afghanistan, has volunteered to go to a really tough place and wear the uniform of their country. Obviously, we won't know the full story about what happened to him without his side of it. We've been looking at this, and we will look at this. The Army has committed to undertaking, based on all of the information, including his platoon mates, including his, to determine what happened, and if there was misconduct, he'll be punished.
According to this controversy and these press reports you're talking about, since June 2009, part of that narrative was Sergeant Bergdahl was left behind, and his soldiers had to live with that for the last many years.
What do you mean?
Since June 2009, you said there's other press reports out there said Sergeant Bergdahl was captured while on a patrol. And a lot of people assumed that the Army had left him behind.
I don't think anyone, look, I think what I was referring to is this has been a very publicly discussed case, both what may or may not have happened when he went into captivity by the Taliban and the potential for a prisoner swap with some Guantanamo detainees. So I think what I was referring to is that now, even though all of this has been out in the public domain, now suddenly some people are trying to use this to score political points. Not everyone. It is a fair topic to debate. But I think that's probably what you heard the president refer to. You know, there are people overseas, that some of them look at some of the things that are being said on Twitter right now, including about people like me, and are shocked by it. That's not real discussion and debate at all.
But if the Guantanamo